And we're back here. If you just watched my adding polynomials video, this is very similar, except this time we're going to be subtracting polynomials. And what's great about this is I use the same exact questions. I just changed the plus sign to a minus sign. So we're going to see exactly what it does and how it changes our answer. So follow along with me here with these steps. So again, first step, always what I like to do is I like to rewrite this first polynomial right here. Just go ahead and rewrite it. 5x to the second plus 3x plus 2. All right, again, just rewrote that. Just my strategy, obviously, other teachers are different. So that's what I like to do, is just go ahead and rewrite that polynomial. Now, this is what's crazy about subtraction problems. All subtraction problems do are change the signs of the second polynomial. And I'm going to show you what happens here. Really, what you're doing is you're distributing that negative into all of the terms in the second polynomial. So all of them change. So that becomes, that positive 4x squared becomes negative 4x squared. That positive 8x becomes negative 8x. And that positive 3 becomes negative 3. And now this is our new polynomial. This is our new polynomial. We're going to use this and literally do the same exact thing we just did with adding. So I'm going to bring that over. I'm going to line up our new information with our like terms over here. So what goes with the 5x squared? Well, the negative 4x squared. What goes with the 3x? Well, the negative 8x, or minus 8x. What goes with the positive 2? Well, the negative 3, or the minus 3. And from there, we just combine like terms. Combine here. So 5 minus 4 is 1. So it's just x squared, or 1x squared. 3 minus 8 would be negative 5x. And then 2 minus 3 would be negative 1. And I'll be honest with you, that is it. That is it. There's just that one extra step of essentially distributing the minus, or distributing the negative, to all of the terms in the second polynomial. And so what we did was we distributed, and then we just rewrote that polynomial with all of its new signs. So again, positive 4, negative 4, positive 8, negative 8, positive 3, negative 3. And then we just bring that information underneath our first polynomial and combine like terms. All right, a little tougher question, but still same concept here. Rewrite the first polynomial. Rewrite this first polynomial. So 6x to the third minus 4x squared plus 2x minus 7. That's the first step. Rewrite that first polynomial. Second step, we're going to distribute that negative into all of the terms of the second polynomial. Okay, so we distributed. That positive x to the third becomes a negative x to the third. That positive 12x to the second becomes a negative 12x to the second. And that positive 2 becomes a negative 2. So this is our new polynomial. And what we're going to do is we're going to input it into our equation. So what goes with the 6x to the third? Well, the negative x to the third. What goes with the negative 4x squared? Well, the negative 12x squared. What goes with the 2x? Well, nothing. Nothing over here has an x. Like we said in the previous video, there's nothing over here that just has an x. This has x to the third, so it went there. This has x to the second, so it goes right there. Just because that's 2x doesn't mean that 2 goes with it, because they're both 2's. It matters based on the variable and exponent. Variable and exponent have got to be the same. So notice there's nothing over here with just an x. So nothing goes underneath that. And then what goes underneath the negative 7? Well, the negative 2, or the minus 2. And then from there, we just kind of combine like terms. You can use your calculator. 6 minus, this is a 1, so 6 minus 1 is 5x to the third. Negative 4 minus 12 would be negative 16x squared. We didn't do anything with this 2x, so it just comes down to be 2x. And then negative 7 minus 2 would be a negative 9. So again, we brought that down. And that would be the final answer. That would be the final answer. Again, it's just one extra step in the beginning. If you can handle that one extra step up here, then you've got subtraction down. That's really what it comes down to. So again, know that it's just one extra step. When you see subtraction, distribute the negative to all the terms in the second polynomial. So let's take a look at the last example here. Again, I'm going to rewrite my first polynomial, but this time I kind of know I've already dealt with this problem before when I was dealing with the addition. And I'm sorry about the focus. I'm really trying to get this down. And there we go. I've already dealt with this problem, so I'm going to leave a space in between this and this because I see this 11x. Again, this is just solely based on because I saw, there we go, so 8x minus 3. I saw this problem. Again, we already did this problem in the addition. I'm just showing you an advanced way of kind of doing this problem if you're there. So we have minus, so again we're going to distribute that to there, to there, and to there. Okay? So what's that become? Well, that negative 2x squared becomes a positive 2x squared. That positive 11x becomes negative 11x. And that negative 2 becomes a positive 2. Alright, so this is our new polynomial. We're going to plug in the information right in here. So what goes with the 8x squared? Well, the 2x squared. The negative 11x doesn't go with this, so I'm just to keep it in line here, it's going to stay with the x's there. Well, there's no x, but it'll be by itself. And then what's that plus 2 go with? Well, it goes with the minus 3 or the negative 3. Now we just combine like terms. What does 8 and 2 equal? And that's a plus. 8 plus 2 is 10x squared. Good. Did anything go with the negative 11x? No, so we just bring it down. Then negative 3 plus 2 would be a negative 1. And notice it's already in standard form because of how I set up the problem in the beginning. Again, just kind of a trick of the trade because I've been doing this so much. You can start to see what like terms are going to line up with what. And you can start creating space if you know what's going on. But if you don't, then obviously, again, ask questions. Ask questions. I know me and Coach Bergdorf we're answering any question we can in class because we really want to help y'all do well in the EOCs and the upcoming tests and quizzes, the IXLs, but you've got to ask questions. You've got to self-advocate for yourself. That's how real learning is going to happen. Okay? Don't just sit there. Think to yourself, what's a good question? Ask me, raise your hand. I'll be wandering kind of around class. I know Coach Bergdorf is too. Ask questions because I promise you, you're not the only one that has a question. So please like, subscribe, and we will see you tomorrow in class.